Right then, in this video we take a look at the trains in Barcelona in Spain. And let's start off with the Bunker Metro. This metro line is crazy over-engineered and it is built like a London bunker. It's got a very large tunnel bore with concrete separating the tunnel in half with upper bunker and lower bunker. This is very weird, and the tunnel bore is so large, it's actually large enough for the entire metro stations to fit inside the main tunnel bore without any extra tunnels or width needing adding for the stations. This means the entire line is built the size of the station, even where a station is not present. They over-engineered this like crazy. It's got huge tunnels, and when a station's not present, there's so much empty space. Although the benefit of this is in the future, they can add extra stations to the metro line without having to dig any other tunnels, apart from the shafts down to the station, which makes the system very flexible. So then, let's start off by riding a train on lower bunker level.
Tren dirección A. Tren dirección A. Train to
Canram.
Próxima estación
Saltarás.
Próxima estación
Línea Mayor.
Now notice the second track on the right. This is actually not the other running track. This is actually a reversing siding. The walled bit before this was the sloping track coming down from upper bunker level. This shows that the tunnel bore is so large it can actually fit 2 tracks on lower bunker and 2 tracks on upper bunker, despite the fact most of the time there's only 1 track. And as we come to the station, we can see that the entire station is built within the main tunnel bore. Then let's now ride a train on upper bunker level.
Próxima estación
Can Peshaway.
And on this section here where there's no station platform, you can see that the tunnel is still built to the same size, so there's a lot of unused space. And although this must have cost a crazy amount of money to build, there's one big advantage, which is there's 0 side tunnels, because the side tunnels are not touched by a main TBM, so they're dug manually. But this system has 0 side tunnels, meaning the whole thing is done by one pass of the main TBM, saving a lot of time and effort. we now leave this new part of the metro and take a look at the older metro lines, along to Metro Line 3, which has got some older trains. And let's sneak into the rear cab. Then we now take a look at Metro Line 1, the broad gauge line. And this is proper broad gauge. It is broader than Soviet gauge, and I've not seen a Metro line this broad before. The older trains on this line are similar to Line 3, but they're wider. And let's sneak into the train cab. Also, two other types of train running on Line 1. There's the medium age trains, which are not so interesting. And then there is the new trains. So then, as we've seen the broad gauge line, let's now go and see the opposite of that. Let's take a look at the most narrowest gauge on the system, which is meter gauge. This meter gauge line counts as both a suburban line and a metro at the same time, depending which line it is, even though it runs on the same track. That's just weird. The trains are similar to the suburban trains, which I'll show you in a minute, except they run on a smaller gauge. These trains have got a classic German style VF drive.
Ciutat cooperativa. El recorregut de...
So then, that's the different gauges done. The rest of the trains in this video are standard gauge. And now let's take a look at what I call Barcelona's NCL. And I call it that because it really reminds me of the Northern City line in London. It's a bit run down, a bit out of the way of the other lines, but very characterful. And just like the meter gauge line, the NCL line counts as both a suburban train and a metro, despite both lines serving the exact same stations with the exact same trains, which is confusing. There's two types of trains here. Let's take a look at an older type of train which has got a classic German style VF drive. The plat doors that never finished being built. Plat doors this finish. And now let's take a look at the newer trains.
S2. Barcelona, Plaza Catalunya. Via 2. A la separació entre el tren i l'enganx. Quan sentiu el senyal acústic, no entreu ni sortiu del tren. És perillós.
There's also a very short shuttle line just going between two stations coming off of the main line. This is Metro Line 12. then let's now take a look at the mainline suburban trains, and let's start off with this train, which has got a nice sounding VF drive. And let's take a ride on a very similar train at night time, but this one has got an even better sounding VF drive. And now let's take a look at an older sounding train. And now let's take a look at one of the newer suburban trains. And let's now take a look at a double-deck suburban train. some mainline express trains whizzing past the station. So then, back to the metro system, and let's take a look at Line 5. And let's sneak into the train cab. And now let's take a look at Line 4. This has got a similar train to the older trains on Line 3, except it's not got the middle cab door.
Próxima estación. Próxima estación. Mainline.
And here is Line 2. And here is Line 11, which is one of the weirdest lines, as this is an extension of Line 3. It's running the same older style trains to Line 3, except it's got platform doors. doors opening automatically. You still have to press a button to open the train doors. This is a very strange line. And now let's take a look at the trams, which are slow city disc trams.
Propera parada, Pont Sant de Fatjó.
Benvenuti in casa.